Here we go, set, 90, Wolf.
Hey, watch the slant.
Big trip.
On first down, Swift. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw here. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lamb. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hey, high 7.
2nd and 9 now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Devin Bush, the linebacker, was the one there in pass coverage.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They will run for the first time here with White. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, they'll run with White. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brings up 3rd down. Set, 180.
Watch 18, watch 18. Watch tight, tight is right. Watch tight, tight is right.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Ready, break.
The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Watch it slant. Watch it slant.
First down, here's White. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Mayfield. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. That one goes for 30 yards. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. Now Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep, and he is out of bounds here on the return. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lamb. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Mike, 55.
Back to throw here. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40, the 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. 85 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Browns drive about to get started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Swift. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, orbit.
Here's 2nd and 8. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Charles, this was the 27th ranked rushing attack coming in. That play sort of shows why.
Yeah, and I have to admit that I'm a little bit surprised because they have talent on the line. They've got talent in the backfield, but for whatever reason, they can't mesh it together and make progress.
2nd and long. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. On second down now, it's White. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Pistol.
56, the mock boys, 56. Check 56. Yo.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And they'll get him down up past the 15. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. They'll try the right side here with White. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me. Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Mayfield, complete. It's Johnson. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
A gain of 12. First down, Pittsburgh.
Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Check.
Going right side is White. They'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
I'm coming.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Let's go.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
First down, Steelers.
180! Pistol. Check!
King! Bravo!
From the gun, Mayfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now this time he'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep. And got his man complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 77 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
Jim.
Going on the ground, it's White. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The tackle made by Levi Wallace.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 45 on second down, Mayfield. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
180! Check 56. Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. 56. Mike, 56.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Browns drive about to get started. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
On 2nd down, Samuels. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
And it brings up 3rd down.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
Let's go, Ty. Let's go right here now.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 43. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field, D.
To throw, Mayfield. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39, past the 20, 10, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Extra point forthcoming. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Hey, alert 33. Alert, 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 alert. 2.
56. Mike, 50.
Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They'll set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Hayward make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Here we go.
Deep river.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Shedding through the defense.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At the 30-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Regular.
56 to Mike. 56.
Go.
56 to Mike.
Now Mayfield. And oh, look at that. A diving catch. 23 yards the pickup there.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
X3, 218, chop.
On 1st down, it's Samuels. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's White. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
At the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 10. 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They go right back to White here on 1st down. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a carry for White. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
And it's 3rd.
180. Hey, alert!
Mayfield to throw it. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And Boswell's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Browns drive about to get started, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. And he'll find Hall. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on 1st. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He completes this one to Mack. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lamb. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
They'll drop to throw. This is caught. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Rock it, ready?
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. From 4 yards out. And once again, the Browns are back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Alert! Up. Hey, box drop.
56 is Mike. 56 is Mike.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Greedy Williams picks it off. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver.
Well, you were backed up into a 2nd and long, but instead of trying to get the yardage back in chunks, he's trying to get it all back at once. And this defense was just lying in wait, and they're there to pick this one off.
50, plant.
He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Point it right.
56.
Let's go.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Mayfield now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 42, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
60 yards.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Big grip.
That one looks like he'll throw here. The 20. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for the Browns. 43 yards. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Steven Nelson. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
We can't be stopped.
Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish. I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. I got it. Shit.
61. Matchbox lights.
He'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Johnson, the intended target.
At their own 1-yard line.
Go now.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Crunch. Check. 55 to Mike.
On the dude.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lamb. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 99 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Browns, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.